morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Chit Chatter Day. Today is going to be a Get Ready With Me featuring this Pat McGrath palette. So this is the Platinum Bronze palette that was sent to me in the mail from a dear subscriber. You guys are so wonderful, really sweet people. So I, of course, wanted to do a look using this and maybe another one if you guys enjoy this. I just kind of like to play with the new things. Of course, it's always fun to play with any sort of makeup, right? But when something's new to you, you just can't wait to use it. And so that's what we're going to be kind of focusing on here today, along with chatting with life and all it has to offer. I find these clips incredibly helpful. I ordered these off of Ulta just to kind of pull your hair back so it's out of your face. I'm in the process of growing my bangs out again. I know, I have like this love-hate relationship with my bangs. As a child, I had bangs. I've had bangs my entire life. I think it was only, was it last summer or the summer before, where I was kind of toying around with growing them out. And bangs are like my comfort zone, because you know when you've had something a really long time, that's your comfort zone. And I always felt like my forehead was really high. Well, I don't think that it's incredibly high, but I look at pictures of myself without bangs sometimes, and I don't love it. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in and get them cut. Well, I'm currently really over them right now, and to have bangs is actually high maintenance, because you need to get in, oh my gosh, probably every 4 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on what length you're trying to maintain. So they're a little bit high maintenance, and I don't love that. And most days, I pull my hair up into what I deem a fun bun. And my daughter's hair is finally long enough for a fun bun, so she comes to me and she's like, Mommy, I want a fun bun today. It's fun to wear your hair up. And I don't like to be bothered with hair in my face when I'm trying to do things or laying around. I don't know. I'm just kind of finicky with hair. So anyways, I'm kind of growing them out, and I'm also letting my hair, I'm saying this, so now I got to stick to it. I think I'm going to let my hair go natural for a while. I was feeling a little bit like, okay, I'm too young to be graying, but perhaps I'm not. I don't know. I have a lot of gray hairs coming in, but they're coming in like highlights, so I'm not mad about that. I don't know how, but I've somehow inched myself up to 3 cups of coffee a day instead of my usual 2. Normally I have a cup of coffee in the afternoon, but lately I've been having a third one by mid-morning just to kind of feel like I got the train rolling here. I'm going to blend this out today with my beauty blender. So I've been watching a few videos on Tati's new Blendiful, it's not a sponge, looks like a little baby mitten. And it's like basically something where you're dragging the product like this. So I thought, well, why can't I use a beauty blender to do that? Because essentially it's the same motion, right? I know this was intended for doing this, but I actually find myself kind of dragging the product on my face anyways. Like that's how I kind of use this, just to kind of move it around, especially with, you know, me putting the foundation like dots all over my face. I want to move it around on my face, so I kind of end up dragging. So maybe it gives the same effect. I'm loving this new location of filming. Previously, actually, I've moved my room around so many times. My husband gets so excited about when I come out there and I'm like, okay, I need your help. He's like, with what? I'm moving the entire room around, all the furniture, rearranging the pictures, and moving the TV from that side to that side. I get bored, okay? I get tired of looking at my house the same arrangement. Anyways, previously there was a table here, so there was no space to sit here. I had tried it a few times, but I literally was in a 12-inch by 12-inch square, and I had to like film like this with little baby hands, and it was like, whew, it made me feel claustrophobic and sweat at a faster rate than I already currently do doing this. But because I had rearranged, decluttered, reorganized my house, and I've talked about this probably in every video, but it's like the most current affair, so it's like what is on my mind to talk about. I was able to move things around out in my living room, bring things out there, and create a little more space in here for filming. I'm really hoping the next place that we live, I can have a dedicated space where I can leave this equipment up and not have to tear it down every single time and hope that I'm in sort of the same location. I'm going to do dual products today. I'm going to take a little bit of the Drunk Elephant de-bronzy for my bronzer, but I think I'm actually going to go over the top of that with powder today, because I need my makeup to last until later this evening. So my kids are in basketball. This is their first year. Isaac's in 2nd grade and Chloe is in 3rd grade. And Chloe has her first basketball game tonight, and so does Isaac, at the same time but in different locations. So it's kind of panning out to where many games they are on the same day at the same time but different towns. And so it's kind of disappointing because I feel like I'm going to miss out on, well, I'm going to miss out on one or the other. And hopefully my husband sticks around, or one child will be missing out completely because I can't be in 2 places at the same time. You know what I need to do? I've been using this so much as a cream highlighter. I need to use this as like a primer or something because I really love the glow that this gives. Maybe even just mix it in with your moisturizer because it really gives a, gosh, just a really pretty glow to the skin. I probably should have set that concealer sooner than I did. I feel like when I get on a roll with cream products, I just have to keep using up all of the cream products before I move on to powder. So I'm going to set probably my under eyes and maybe a little of my face with this By Terry Hydra powder. Definitely my favorite brush for bronzer, this Wayne Goss. I used to use this Real Techniques one all the time. Like, this was my main one for bronzer. But I've switched over to this one because I like how, well, gosh, it was wet and then dried funky. But I like how it is a little bit more tapered. So if you really wanted to concentrate it in, like, contouring. Also, if you have a more narrow face like I do, some of those really big brushes just get brown, brown powder in places that it doesn't need to be, and then it's really hard to blend out. So I like that size. I've been doing things just in a little bit different order these days. I'm going to go in with the Hourglass Luminous Light as my highlighter. This is so pretty. I think for a highlighter, this is perfect. Like, this is this and the Laura Mercier Matte Baked Radiance are my go-tos when I have texture, maybe enlarged pores, maybe some breakouts. I want to have a glow on my skin, but I don't want it to be overkill. This is what I go for. Now, you can also use this powder as like an all-over glowy face powder. And then if you do want to put it all over your face, it's not super intense. Like, it's buildable. All right, I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Radiance Ombre Blush in the shade Sugar Plum. Probably should have skipped highlighter because this is basically a glowy blush, but I'm going to kind of concentrate it down here a little more. I'm going to use this brush again. I used this the other day, number 13. It's not necessarily for blush because he has a blush. I need to be careful. This stuff is pigmented. He has a blush brush that I use all the time, the cheek one, number 14. But I kind of like, this is like buffing action that this kind of creates here. And I'm trying to be careful because I know when I talk, I go a little overboard with my blush, like literally every time. And I'm like, ah! And this camera just like amplifies colors and tones and stuff. So I feel like I watch myself back and I'm like, geez, Chelsea, you went a little heavy on the blush. However, I do like a really sculpted out cheek. I really feel like it adds life and dimension and color. All right, and for old time's sake, this product has been sitting unused for, I hate to say it, but years. This is the Guerlain Meteorites. And yes, I still have that much left, and I bought these really long time ago. So I'm going to take this Sephora Pro Airbrush number 56, I believe. 55. Oh, geez, I almost landed my coffee. And as my kids say, they're little Easter eggs. They are really fun. They're little, like they make this in a pressed version that might be more user-friendly. This is just cute to lay out on your desk. And I'm just going to kind of shimmy that all over here. They're very fragranced, though. I mean, it's a pleasant fragrance, but just note, if you're sensitive to fragrance, these are fragranced for sure. Very like a sweet candy smell, kind of. Very springy. In fact, it reminds me of like an Easter basket full of candy. That's probably why, as a child, my son was like, "Oh, can I eat that?" No. This is one of those products that I just don't stray from. I've tried other eyebrow products to fill it in. I've tried powder. I've tried other sticks and stuff. But this is one of those things where it just works. It is the perfect color, like the same color as my natural eyebrow hairs. And so I just never stray. Like, I see other people talk about other eyebrow pencils, especially drugstore, more inexpensive ones. But I like that my eyebrows don't disappear with this. Like, I've tested this in high humidity, just yucky, sopping wet days, and sweating and all that. And these brows just don't budge. And I really like this product. It's just the Brow Wiz from Anastasia in the shade medium brown. Yes. They better not ever discontinue this color because it's like exactly the color of my natural eyebrows. Some things you just can't stray from. I'm sure you guys have a product where you're just like, okay, I've tried other things thinking maybe there's something better, but you've already found the best thing, you know? And that's kind of the problem I've had with more inexpensive brow products is that your brows disappear throughout the day or they fade. And then suddenly, especially on a day where you have a lot of eye makeup going on, I really feel like it's important to have like a brow, like have some definition, have some structure. And so it's not just like your eyes suspended on your face. And then when your brows fade, it just looks especially weird. And I think certain things are circumstantial or they're just really personal. Because, some of you have naturally full brows. You don't even really need to mess with this at all. Others have to completely draw them on, or they're just really light. Or maybe you dye your hair a certain color, so you have to match your brows, and you need a product that's really going to not budge. I really like the Brow Wiz. I also like the Brow Definer, but the Brow Wiz seems to have a really small point to it, so you can really mimic those little hairs. Another thing I no longer, for the last few years I've been really committing to this, but since my lashes have grown with that serum, this step helps so much with my mascara because it really helps keep my lashes curled, now that they're long enough to curl. Before the lash serum, I'd try to use one of these, and it's like, okay, I think my lashes are in there, and I'd pinch, and I would only get just the edges of them crimped because my natural lashes are so short, and more often than not, I was just pinching my skin, and it was torture. So here's what this palette looks like. I'm not sure what direction we're going to take this, but I guess that's the fun of this, right? So it kind of looks to me like we don't have a transition shade or like a lighter shade to put into my crease. This seems to be the only matte shade, which I will probably end up using. So that being the case, we're going to have to start, because I want to just use this. So I want to see what we can create with just this palette. Oh boy, I think we're going to have to start with this color right here. It's a little darker than I'd normally do. Let's see if we can kind of blend that into the crease just to create a little bit of a backdrop. I think this is a satin though, but sometimes satins can blend out and appear matte depending on the formulation. That is pretty dark. Okay, let's try this. I've used this palette once already, so I'm going to try to do something different from what I did last time. Okay, this is really probably a bit too dark. I don't want to go back on my word and use my bronzer, but I guess that would be my suggestion if you only have this palette to reach for. Grab your bronzer or your blush and throw that into your eye crease. What I do like about these shadows is you can see where I placed that color, and I have not dipped back into this palette at all, and I'm really able to drag the color from its first place and blend it out. So this is kind of blending out to be a nice, like taupey brown color in the crease. I have all of the makeup that I now own in an Alex 5 drawer. So I have 5, like it's the Alex 5 drawer system, so there's 5 little drawers. Every makeup product that I own is in just those 5 drawers, and I feel really proud about that because I have an Alex 9 drawer over here also that used to be full of makeup. Yeah, I've really decluttered. And I had stuff out on my desk and stuff. And now I have some lipsticks out that I just put this morning. But I really want to condense my makeup down to just what I really, really like. I feel if I own something that I don't love, I still feel compelled to use it. And then that takes away from using the things I actually want to use. And so to me, that makes no sense. Now I want to go in with this pretty taupey purple color. I really don't know where I want to go with this, but we're just playing. Feel a little bit like Bob Ross, with the exception of his art always turns into a masterpiece in 25 minutes, and mine does not. I'm going to take this matte darkest chocolate brown with a little Sigma E36. I love this brush for my outer V because it's very small and I can really be precise with it. This gold color right here and a smudge brush, and I'm going to smudge my lower lash line. This is a Sigma E21 little smudge brush. Works great for doing close lower lash line work. This is a really good bronzy gold. I really like the tone of this. Okay, same brush, darkest color, and I'm going to focus that on my outer half here. Because I feel compelled to use every single color in this palette, I'm going to use the one shade I haven't used, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to grab my finger, oh it's pretty, and just kind of dab that onto my lid between the two colors that I already put on there, between the taupe and the lighter champagne-y type shade. I often do this anyways, where I'll like marry the colors that I already put on my lid, like basically like a topper that just kind of like seals it all in. I'm going to take a little bit of this Mally black gel eyeliner for my waterlines. And then this look is just screaming for lashes because it is very glamorous, even though this is pretty too. But I want to have just a little bit more volume in my eyelashes today, so I'm going to apply probably the same ones I always wear, which are, well, I have a few options, but I think these are either the Kiss Blowout Lashes or the Ardell Demi Wispies. Okay, so I think the obvious route with the lip look is to do like some sort of nudie pink color, and that would be absolutely complimentary. However, I wanted to wear something with a little more color today because I've been wearing a lot of like nudes lately. So I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Plum lip liner. But this is where the beauty of lipstick comes into play, because you can start out with one thing and then later in the day completely change your lip look. And I think lipstick looks actually look better throughout the day as you're like eating your own lipstick. But you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of absorbed into your lips. The lip liner is kind of mashed with the lipstick and the lip gloss, and it just starts to kind of all pull together and look really a little bit more natural. I think I'm going to go with the Dior. Should I be zooming you in for this? So that plum color creates a really nice contour. That is a very pretty pink pout. Definitely a little punchier than I think I was actually going for. We're going to get this right. Let's put a little bit of this Huda Beauty lip gloss over the top. The color is called Snobby. That is an intense lip, is it not? Okay, so here is the final eye look, the final makeup look. These taupey colors are my jam. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is a beautiful palette. I can definitely see myself using this a lot. I love these cooler tones though. I just think for everyday looks, this is just an easy palette. Like, you're just going to reach for something like this a lot. Now, this is one of her 6 pans. She does have larger palettes that I see on the website, which are also beautiful. But I like the accessibility of having less options to choose from, and it just, especially when you're hurry in the morning, you're just like, okay, that goes in my crease, that goes in my lid, done. You know what I mean? So thank you guys so much for watching. Welcome if you are new. Please subscribe. Would love to have you stick around. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Bye, guys.